All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. This is Monday. This is going to be Realist. This class is going to be recorded and it will be posted on our YouTube channel. For all of those that are joining in today, towards the end of the day, I will send you guys the link so that you guys can see the recording for today's class. Again, what is Realist? Realist is a tax roll program. It's very similar to the other tax roll programs that we offer, such as RPR, as well as IMAP, and as well as a service by the name of Remind. What those systems do is they shake hands and they receive information directly from the county record. This is going to allow us to look up a property to see if they're maybe behind on their taxes. We can actually see if they've made a payment on their taxes, get square footage information, as well as figuring out if a property might be under distress as well. We're going to look at the system. We're going to start kind of basic in the beginning. I first want to make sure that we go over the options to select the counties that are available within the system. You can search pretty much throughout the whole state of Florida, specifically looking at county information, not necessarily on the market active listings, but you can still find distressed properties and also get county information from most of the counties located here in Florida. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure to go into the county section to make sure that we select the pertinent counties so that we can search. And of course, I'm going to go over my recommendations based on the defaults that you would want to set up in advance if you ever want to run a comparable or maybe even set up a standard search. So we're going to start kind of basic. Then I'm going to really show you guys towards the end of the class a lot of the cool stuff that you can do. For example, Realist does something that is very similar to Remind using predictive analytics. What is predictive analytics? That's going to be artificial intelligence where the system will go into the county, go into the properties, and then figure out the likelihood of these homeowners wanting to sell their property within the next year. That's called a seller score. Now, that's going to exist both in Remind and it also is available here in Realist, and I'm going to go over that as well. Now, in order to get started, in order to access your login, in order to see all of the products that you offer, you're first going to go to the main website, which is miamirealtors.com. From there, you're going to scroll down and then you're going to see the little Miami Gateway button. You're going to click there and sign in. And that's going to take you straight here. I always like to provide this tip directly to everyone. I've been here 8 years and even I get lost trying to find exactly what I want as far as the services. So what I would like to mention is if you have a Mac computer, you can hit Command F on your keyboard. It's going to bring up a search bar located here in the top right corner. It's going to allow you to search. If you have a PC, it's going to be CTRL or Control and then F. F works as find. So from there, we can go to the top right corner, type in Realist, if I can spell it right. There you go. And it's going to take you straight to that button, even highlight it so that we can quickly gain access and then look at that service. Now, before I do that, though, I want to make sure that I mentioned how many places that you can find Realist within the MLS system, within Matrix. So I'm going to click on that real quick. All right. And then from there, once you sign in, for example, maybe you want to look for a property. Maybe you want to find a condo. So I'm going to jump into RE1, RE2 single family condo real quick. Another quick tip for my Matrix users, something I want to make sure I mention, is by default, the system does have active coming soon and active with contract pre-selected. Sometimes we don't want to see a property that's not yet available for showings, and maybe sometimes we don't want to see something that's already under contract. So you could unselect these, come over here where you see the cogwheel, click there, and then you're going to be able to click set current selected search criteria as my starting default. So that means the next time that you come into RE1, RE2 single family condo section, you'll just have active status selected. All right. So from here, this is just a quick little mock search so I can show you how you can quickly gain access into Realist. So I'm going to select condo right there. I'm going to go into city. Let's do Miami Beach. All right. From there, I'm going to click on results. All right. Let me just pull up any property, something a little less expensive so it doesn't look like it might be a portfolio. All right. Let's go with this one. All right. Boom. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So you'll notice this little money sign. Whenever you pull up any property in the MLS, you're going to notice this little money sign. That's going to be how you can access the Realist tax record for that property. It's going to include a lot of great resources, including the neighborhood profile that I'm going to feature, and as well as running a quick comparable on that property as well. So we're going to go over that once we get into Realist, but I wanted to make sure to show you guys that this button does exist. I'm going to click it real quick. All right, and as you can see, it takes you straight into the property details where we can see all of the owner's information and their tax billing and state and zip code. For example, this one's based out of New York. This would be likely an investment property. So a lot of the different searches that we're going to do in just a moment, primarily going to focus on searching for investors. For example, maybe it's a distressed property. It's their second home. Likely, whenever we're dealing with that type of investor, they're going to sell that property because they're primarily focused on that first property that they own. So I want to make sure I show you how you can do that kind of search. Again, this is going to take you straight to the Realist record. We're going to knock that out in just a moment. All right. Another way that you can access Realist if you're ever in Matrix is by clicking the icon located at the very top. I'm going to go ahead and click there now. And then that's going to take you straight here, which is the main Realist dashboard. All right, now before we start touching the quick search or the my search options, let's first make sure that we set up our settings so that we can save a little bit of some time as we do some searches. First thing that I want to highlight is you have the ability to change the county that you're using to search. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a click. All right, so we have, for example, within the state of Florida, we have multiple options, and you could search all of these options at the same time. For example, maybe you want to search within South Florida. Maybe you want to select, for example, Miami-Dade, Florida. You can also select, for example, you can come back to the top, select Broward on the right as well. And that's going to allow you to search using multiple counties. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you clicked on Hernando, Florida by accident. What you can do is either unselect it or by clicking the actual trash can, or you can clear all of your selections to begin. Now, you can have up to, I want to make sure I mention, up to 12 selected counties at once in order to search. All right. Perfect. So for this one, we're just going to do Miami for now. I'm going to do Miami, Florida, and I'm going to click on apply so we can get started. All right. Perfect. So just make sure to come here if you want to maybe go into maybe Palm Beach, Martin County, etc. You have that button located right here. And this whole menu is actually collapsible as well, if you would like to just use the map to search. Just want to make sure to feature that. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go into the settings so that we set everything up based on a preferred method. So we're going to come over here where you see the cogwheel. I'm going to give that a click. All right, the first place it's going to take you is into the search section. The very first one is navigations to report. If you have this check marked, if you only find just one listing or one record of a property based on your filter, it will automatically take you into that property record if you have this checked. Also, something super important, if you ever create mailing labels, I do suggest to have this check marked. That way, if the home is on the do not mail list, you'll have that little notification that will show up. The next one is the sales transactions. Include unmatched sale transactions in each search result, suppressed unmatched sales older than. And what you can do is, for example, if you're doing closed sales, you can automatically have the systems filter based on 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or within the past 2 years. Because we've lived in a fairly volatile market 2 years ago isn't necessarily the same as the past 6 months. I would suggest to use 6 months or do not suppress. And you could still go into each comparable and remove them as you would like. All right. So some of these settings, as I go into them, they're not automatically set up for you. So you would want to make sure that you follow along and then make these choices or follow up in the video once I send it over to you. All right. The next one is the search results. I believe that this automatically defaults to 1,000 or 1,500. I did maximize the amount of results that we can show per search to 3,000. So I do want to make sure that I touch on that. If you do change that, just make sure to click where you see save changes. All right. The next part is important. We're going to go now into the reports section. Now you can display your reports either in a fixed or dynamic scheme. We're going to go over that in just a moment so we can see what that looks like. And we can have a number of comparables, a maximum number of comparables if we are to do a CMA. So for example, you can do 5, 10, 15, all the way up to 50. I'm going to suggest to go ahead and put this at 50. You want at least a minimum, though, of 3 comparables if you're ever doing a CMA, but I want to make sure that I show you that you can select 50 within the system. Also, something very important, how your all of the listings, whenever you're doing a search, how they are automatically sorted. I do suggest to have the comparables as soon as they load, once you hit search, to show up based on the living and building area. There's also sale price, sale recording date, and distance from subject. If you do make a modification, either use distance from subject property or use living building area. I would recommend living building area. All right. From there, we can include the property images as well within our comparable report. You can turn that on. Include value projected by assessment. This one's up to you guys. You don't necessarily have to have this on. Just keep in mind that this section is going to be based on how much the property can be taxed, and usually tax values are a little bit less. But you can still share that information directly with your customer by turning it on. The next one is include value projected by square feet as well. That's going to be based on price per square feet. If you guys don't know what that calculation is, that's going to be the value of the property divided by the living area. All right, next one is include real AVM. I'm going to be honest with you. This one comes up. This one I would suggest to double check if you do pull up a property, but long story short, include real AVM will allow Realist to come up with their evaluation of the property using sold data, both from the MLS, also from the county, and also from third-party metrics. I would say that it's fairly good. I wouldn't put it up there exactly with RPR's RVM, which is their realtor valuation module. But again, kind of play with it. I'd say have it on if it more or less matches your price point. If it doesn't, you can just simply come here and then turn it off. All right, moving down. Again, we are in the comparable section. We're setting up defaults. This comes down to you, the next section, pool. If you primarily are looking at properties that do have a pool, you can select with pool, or if you don't want, maybe you're doing single family homes within an area that it doesn't have a pool, you can select without pool. Honestly, I would say no preference. That way you have a maximum amount of listings that you can look through and then remove as you would like. All right, the next one is distance from subject property. This one is absolutely important when it comes to a comparable. In the most, if you're looking at other subject properties, not subject properties, I mean, if you're looking at other comparable properties, I would suggest to look no more than half of a mile. Realistically, you would want to start at a quarter of a mile, but no more than half. But I'm going to show you as we pull up properties how you can modify this on the go. Using half a mile as your automatic default is not a bad idea. So we're going to go ahead and leave that as is. All right, sell price. This kind of comes down to the market that you service. For example, if you're in the luxury market game, I would suggest, of course, to change your price range. But if you're looking at maybe selling homes in the middle of the market, you can, of course, adjust the sell prices that show up automatically. I would suggest to start it at least 200,000. I know most properties are selling a little bit higher, probably around the 300 to 400s. But I would suggest to put it on the low end at 200 if you're looking at maybe some steals and deals that are in the MLS that maybe need some tender loving care, maybe some modifications. Maybe you're doing a search for an investor as well. Just make sure to go here, and then you would put that at 200,000. And then I did change mine to 2 million. Now I did not modify my year built automatically as a part of my default. This would allow us to search for just new construction. I'm going to show you guys later on how we can do a search where we can change that. Next one is setting it up based on bedrooms and bathrooms. I'm going to suggest to leave it alone. Bathrooms, you could update it though between 1 to 4. Stories also, a lot of these, don't touch them. It may hinder your results, but you can set this up as a default automatically. Maybe if you're just looking for maybe a 1-story single family home, you can set that up within your defaults and then select 1 and then select to 1 from there, just to give you guys some ideas. Otherwise, I'd say leave a lot of these alone. Moving down, we have the next one, which is for tax and distress sales. We're not necessarily in a market where we're having a lot of distressed properties at this time. Matter of fact, I think it went down 50% within the past 2 months, but you can have them automatically sorted using include all tax sales, include distress sales, exclude distress sales. That's if you want to just exclude those. And maybe if you're doing a standard single family search or condo search, you can automatically use this option to exclude distress sales. I think that would be the only reason to come here. And of course, if you're wanting to show only maybe REO, bank owned properties, or short sales. All right. We also have a site influence filter as well. This one doesn't work too well. I want to be honest, within our area, I would suggest to maybe not use it. However, if maybe you're trying to find an investment property for for an investor, I should say, what you could do, of course, is use site influence. Maybe use airport as an option. Let me go back to the top. I think that is there. Airport. We find that most home investor homes are usually around an airport area, so I do want to feature that. All right. The next one is date type, recording date or sales date. This one, guys, if you do make a modification, I'm going to suggest to go by sale date. That is actually when it did close, according to the county. That's if you want to make any modifications within this section. All right. Search time period, months back. This one, I do suggest to switch to 3 months, not 6 months. Again, the reason being is the way the market was 6 months ago, we did have a lot more inventory. And then towards the summer, we had a drop off. And then whoever was still listing their properties at that time, they started reducing the prices since around the summertime. So instead, what I would suggest to do is switch it to 3 months. Another reason to switch it to 3 months, if you're doing it comparable, the other reason is because of the fact that since October, since last month, we've had a lot of investors that were using a lot of these properties as rental income. They are starting to offload those properties because even the rental market, I'm not saying it's collapsing, but the rent prices have been going down for the past several months. So I'm going to say 3 months from there, but you can use date range if you'd like. You can enter a minimum and maximum. And then this part is absolutely important. Absolutely important. I would suggest when you're running your comparable report that you use the living area, building area, and then use the difference. Don't use square feet or the options to enter the amount. Instead, use the formula right here, percentage difference, either 20% bigger or smaller than the actual subject property. That way, if anyone ever steps into those homes, they can't feel the difference in compared to the actual subject property that we're using in order to create the CMA. All right. Next one is same thing, lot area. Use percentage. Use this option. Do not use these. Use this one. Percent difference. Lot size. So we would automatically filter and find those properties that are either 20% bigger or 20% smaller than our subject property as well. All right, perfect. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We also can use land use, guys. I'm going to say don't touch this. It just comes down to the data, how it's pulled in directly from the listing agent and also from the county. And sometimes there is a mismatch in that information. So don't fill that in. Instead, just leave it alone and then keep moving down. I'd say the same thing with style, unless you want to do a comparable based on a very specific style property. You do have several options available. For example, A-frame, antique, historic, art deco, all the way down to W shape. All right. Also, what is amazing about Realist is you can also get a neighborhood report as well. So we're going to feature that in just a moment. You can have up to 30 different neighborhood homes that pop up within that subject property. You can have up to 30. I'm going to go ahead and change mine, make it a little bit less to 10. That way I have a little bit less to show you guys. But you can select up to 30 neighbors within that are right next to that subject property. And then we can select the distance from subject property. You can do up to a maximum of 3. I'm going to suggest, guys, if you use the neighbors report, do quarter. Do a quarter of a mile. That way you're going to probably be within the same subdivision. All right. From there, we can select the geographic boundary. For example, we can do Same city, same zip code, same census tract, same plat book page. And then we can, of course, just to kind of tidy up the quarter mile, we can go ahead and select same subdivision. That way we only find the actual neighbors for that subject property that we're using to search. All right, we're going to keep going. We also have, like I mentioned, the neighborhood profile report. Distance from subject property. And again, this is going to be for the business. If you're going to use a business, specifically commercial within the system, this one you can select distance from subject. Again, this comes down to the type of business categories. Like I mentioned, we have attractions, automotive, banks, eating. Maybe you're looking at an option for pet services. Sometimes the nearest pet store might be super far away, or even hospitality or healthcare. You can, of course, change the distance using this option. So you can look for commercial properties using this system, and of course, create a neighborhood profile report as well. All right, we're going to keep going. Also, schools, we can also get the school information within the report. We can select distance from the subject property. This one, I'm going to say go out a little bit. I'm going to do 5. You can do up to 10. And you can also search and filter by school type. We have public, private, or both. I'm going to go ahead and select both so we can see all of them. And also school categories if we only want to select maybe elementary school. This is going to be based on of course, our customer. If we're doing a buyer search, maybe they just have a kid that's in elementary school, we can just select that, or clear located here on the right, and then just select what we want. All right. Perfect. And then we have the accessor map located right here. If you guys do want to turn that on, if you made any modifications to this page, just make sure to go to the bottom right corner and then click on Save Changes. All right. The next section is the email signature. You do have the ability to send reports directly from Realist. So if you want to make sure that you have your full professionality set up with all of your information, you can come here and then include your email signature located right here. Next one is map as well. If you're ever using the map, you can have the parcel boundaries automatically set up. That's going to let you see the lot parcel boundaries of that property. We are going to look at that in just a moment once we go into the map. And then the next one is the value map. This one does require an upgrade. It's not included within your membership. You would have to reach out directly to Realist, but they do provide a couple of different options. For example, view current neighborhood price trends, identify subject properties and access current property characteristics, calculate costs and market values for home improvement projects to guarantee a positive return on your investment. So there's a little bit of some upgrade options. You would just come down here and then click on register if you're interested. My whole goal today is to show you all of the cool, fun stuff that is included. All right. So again, if you made any changes to these sections, just make sure to hit Save Changes. All right. And then from there, we're going to hit the back button. All right. So this is going to be the first way that you can search using Realist. This is the quick search section. You can search based on property address, owner name, listing number, or folio number. Honestly, the best way to use this system is to pretty much ignore the quick search option and then come right over here where you see my search. Now, my search is going to automatically provide us with different type of defaults. So I'm going to come here under Save Search and show you a couple of these that are automatically provided. By default, you're going to have the My Search default. It should be automatically saved within your menu. Then you have a general search. You have a owner seller search. This is great. We're going to put that into use in just a moment, where we can find maybe some investors. Maybe it's their second home. Maybe they're under distress. Maybe they can't afford their monthly payments on those secondary homes. What we're going to go ahead and do is figure out where they're located. We're going to try to create mailing labels and then try to reach out to them saying, hey, this is the time to sell. We're still technically in a seller's market if you want to get that property sold at maximum value. So again, I'm going to show you where we can filter using owner occupied. We're going to take it a step further. We're going to add some additional fields in order to narrow down the search a little bit more, just to give you guys a little inspiration. Also, MLS search. So we can come in here under My Search and then search for active listings. We're going to do that in just a moment. All right, the next one is distressed property search. This is going to allow us to search kind of like what I just mentioned, where we can find those potential homeowners that are behind on their monthly payments. That way we might be able to reach out to them saying, hey, I understand that you may need some, some assistance. Maybe you want to sell this property in order to get out of it. Now, I do want to make sure I mention that if you ever represent a homeowner that is behind on their monthly payments, what you want to make sure that you do is have the homeowner reach out directly to the bank. What they can do is make sure that they get approval in order to sell that property as a short sale. Now, short sales are pretty much investor searches. So if you ever do have a buyer, that is a great way for them to find a underpriced home in order to purchase. So it kind of works both ways, both from representing the homeowner that's under distress. And if it is available in the MLS as a short sale, that is a quick purchase, but potentially for an investor. The only trick is making sure that the bank, of course, says it is okay to sell the property. All right, a couple of things that I want to show you guys real quick, because we are in the season of giving, if you will. There's a couple of amazing options available if you guys are not completely sure how to work with a seller whenever they're under distress. Maybe it's a foreclosure. There is a free certification that is available, located right here. It is the CDPE. It is for free. All you have to do is click on that link. Once you click on the link, you go ahead and click on it real quick. Very straightforward. Don't read the instructions. The instructions are a little confusing. Instead, what you do is it's going to say $4.99. You're going to click right here where you see I consent to my submitted data being collected and stored as outlined by the site privacy. You're going to come down here where you see add course to cart, and then don't read this part. That's where you're going to get confused. So instead, go to the top right corner where you see the items list. Go ahead and click that. That way you can enter your cart. And then from there, it's going to say $4.99, but don't get scared. Come over here where you see coupon. Go ahead and type in the keyword Miami as the coupon code. It needs to be undercase. Click on apply coupon, and it is for free. You don't have to pay for it. And then from there, click on proceed to checkout. Now, the reason why you want to take this, again, it covers everything. It covers from the very beginning, whenever a homeowner is under distress. Again, they're behind on their payments, how we might be able to reach out to them, work with them directly in order to have them sell their property, again, with the bank's approval. It goes over short sales. It goes over lease pendencies. And it goes over how you might be able to represent that homeowner all the way up until potentially the auction date when the property is foreclosed on. So it goes over all of those different stages. One more that I want to show you guys before we get started in searches. One more. This one's not for free, but it is a great certification. You would get it by going to nar.realtor. I'm going to go and put this in the chat real quick. You guys have access to it. All right, so there's another one. It's by the name of SFR. If you're interested in that one, you're going to go here under education. You're going to go here to designations and certifications. And then from there, use that little Command F search that I gave you guys. It's going to take you straight there once you type in SFR, and it is the short sales and foreclosure resource. Another great certification if you want to start getting into representing the homeowner when they're under distress. So wanted to make sure to go over that. Also goes over where you might be able to represent the bank. For example, the property is completely foreclosed on. The homeowner is not able to catch up on their monthly payments. The county auctions off the property, and then the plaintiff, also known as the bank, wins the property directly. And then you might be able to reach out to that bank in order to list the property in the MLS as a REO. So I want to make sure to mention that. All right. So again, that is the short sales and foreclosure resource. Just wanted to provide you guys with a lot of amazing resources. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do real quick is we're going to show you, again, these amazing saved searches that are already programmed. We're going to go ahead and select under saved search. We're going to go into MLS search. All right. And as you see, it changes the fields based on what we're looking for. The first one is how we can search based on the listing number. We're not going to do that. So instead, we're going to look for active condos located in a specific subdivision. So I want to show you a combination. So we're going to go here under MLS status. We're going to go ahead and select active. All right. From there, we're going to scroll down a little bit, and we can also either select, for example, city. If we want to look in a very specific city, maybe we want to search in Doral, Miami Beach. We have the ability to search using multiple cities. We can hit that plus sign. We can also search by using multiple zip codes by clicking on the plus sign. That's going to allow us to add multiple. So instead, what I want to show you guys is the option for subdivision. Most of you already know how to search by city and also zip code. I want to show you the option to search based on subdivision. Maybe I have some folks out there that work buildings. So I want to show you how you can search using that. So I'm going to come here under subdivision. I'm going to click on select from list. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and type in, for example, we're going to look at icon Brickell. So as you type it in, just click on the search button or click enter, and it will find what is available. So we have icon Brickell 03, icon Brickell condo 2. Sometimes they separate the penthouses as their own sections. So always just double check how many options are available. So we do have the icon Brickell condo and the second tower located right here on the right. So as we add them, they're going to show up here under the selected. We can click on clear if we made a mistake and want to start over. So I'm going to go ahead and click on icon Brickell condo and then the second tower, and then click on apply. So from there, so far, what we're telling the system is that we want to search for active condos specifically within the subdivision of icon Brickell condo and of course icon Brickell 2 condo. All right, from there, we're going to go ahead and click on search. All right. Slowly but surely. All right, here we go. All right, perfect. Okay. And then from there, it will provide you with the active listings specifically within those 2 towers. We do have a total of 26 available. Now, before we start going into those listings, I first want to make sure that I mention that we have several ways to see this information. We have split. Most of you are going to use split, where we have the map at the top and also the list of properties at the bottom. But you can switch it. If you're just a map searcher, you can click on map, just see the map. And then we, of course, have the list where we just see the properties. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, but you can make your choice by either selecting split, map, or list. You also have the ability to show it in a fairly similar option, such as your grid from Matrix using the table view, or by clicking the cards view, which we just looked at now. You can, of course, customize your cards as well and only see the exact information that you want located here under all categories. All right. From there, I'm going to switch it back to split. All right. And then from there, we will click on map. So I do want to make sure I go over the map layers at the very top. For example, most of us know about the option located. Let me go ahead and scroll out a little bit. Located right here, which is the drawing tools. We can, of course, create a radius tool, rectangle tool, or a polygon tool. I would personally recommend, if you ever want to use the tools in order to just find listings based on where you're searching, is by using the option polygon tool. All right. So I just wanted to show that. The next one is a little bit cooler. All right. So if you're ever zoomed out, let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. You're going to notice that we have the boundaries tool. All right, whenever you see the little magnifying glass, what it's telling you is that you need to zoom in a little bit in order to see that information a little bit clearer. So let's go ahead and scroll in a little bit. All right, and then we have that parcel layer. That's going to allow us to see the parcel. Let me go back in a little bit. There you go. That's going to give us the parcel boundaries. Let me unselect it so you guys can see it. All right, that's going to allow us to see the parcel boundaries. Now, this option, I'm not going to lie to you, doesn't look that great via the road map. You can change your maps instead to, for example, the satellite map. It's going to give you a little more context based on the boundaries so that it makes a little more sense. You also have the hybrid map as well and a terrain map as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select for this one. We'll go ahead and do the satellite map. Just wanted to show you guys that. And we also can see the neighborhood boundaries. Let me go ahead and click on that one again. Scroll out a little bit. There you go. And then that's going to give you the neighborhood boundaries. For example, we're over here in Hialeah. Right there, we have Hialeah Acres. We have Sultan Village. Suntan, I'm sorry. I said that with an accent. All right, and then we scroll down a little bit. We have Alapata, Melrose Heights, Miami International Airport. Now, this is great, guys, for those of you that are not familiar with a lot of the growing neighborhoods. For example, Wynwood, that exploded several years ago. So if you're not familiar with the names of those neighborhoods or even the boundaries, you have that located here. All right, we can also switch it. Maybe we just want the zip code layer. We can do a combination. If we want to do neighborhood and zip code, there are multiple layered options. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is matrix, whenever you're using that map, using multiple layers does not necessarily work as well. All right, so the next one is going to be, I'm going to show you guys township. All right, let me scroll in. That one may not show anything. All right, so we're going to skip that one. We also have city. This will give us the city boundaries as well. Super important if we're ever doing a farming search as well. All right, the next one is county, where we can see the county lines. This one could be important if maybe you're trying to sell a property near the border of Hollywood area to Miramar. So you do get that line located right here. All right, we're going to keep going. And then not much to do for school districts. I mean, the school districts are, fairly large, not much to show here. We pretty much have all of Dade County schools, Broward County, their area, Palm Beach. So that one's not necessarily cool to show off, but instead we do have the elementary school boundaries. This is super important for ever doing a search. You would want to scroll in a little bit more. There you go. And then we can see those elementary school boundaries, as you guys can see located here. Now, this is my favorite part to show off. One of my favorite things to show off, because you can also do maybe elementary school and then do middle school at the same time. And then that's going to give you each boundary at once. That gets a little tricky in Matrix. So I wanted to show that. We also get the high school boundaries. Do you want to show those as well? The line, of course, gets a little stronger as you scroll in. We also have the flood zone map directly from information from FEMA. So we do have those FEMA codes that are available here. For example, and it provides us with a legend. So we do have the blue coastal 100-year floodway, coastal 100-year floodplain, all the way to 100-year floodway, etc. that are available. All right. Lava zones, that doesn't necessarily, I don't think that has anything to do with South Florida, but it is an option. And then we have, of course, maybe you're not sure what area district that you fall under, or maybe you have a homeowner or a buyer that reaches out to you saying, hey, I want to move in this area, but I want to make sure that it's in a specific congressional district. You do have these district codes located right here. One of my other favorite options to show off. All right, more layers. We also have the property and sales as well that is available. This is going to allow us to see any pre-foreclosures, auctions, bank-owned properties, short sales, and bank-owned REOs using the map as well. Now, these are usually, if you're just searching, not using listing status searches, which we did earlier. But if you scroll in a little bit, you do need to get in super tight, and then the layers there you go. They should start showing up. And you have your legend down here. So we have this property, for example, it is a short sale. We have this one, which is a pre-foreclosure. We move around, we might have some other property show up as we move around. So again, another way of searching. I do want to be clear. This information is both pulling directly from listings and also directly from the county. So we can, of course, see those distressed properties using the distressed property button. All right, next one is sale and value as well. So if you want to see the tax sales within the past 3 months, this is going to be directly from the county, not listings. You'll be able to find those off-market sales as well. So I'm going to try to get some of those to show. All right, there you go. All right, so again, we did sales and values. These are going to be properties that sold out of the MLS. All right, so we do have those. Okay, we're going to keep going. All right, we also have MLS status. If you don't want to use filters, you just want to use the map, you can search for active, pending, and also expireds. You can change, for example, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months to 12 months. Or sold. As I mentioned, we did update some of these automatic configurations. So, but you can still change it. I did select 3 from 3 months under my settings, but you can also select 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months as well. Now, as you do that, it will provide you with that data. So we do have these 2 here that did sell, located there. We can click on them and get a little bit more information and even run a report. All right. Let's go over here. Let's see if we have anything else. All right, perfect. We do have a couple of green active listings located here. Again, this just comes down to your preferred way of searching. Some of us are going to come over here under MLS search and of course input our values, our status, active, etc. But if you're more of a map user, you don't have to use the fields. Instead, you can use these layers right here. All right, another one that we have is, this is going to be more specific to the properties. Let's go ahead and scroll in a little bit. All right. Sorry, there you go. Let me go ahead and unselect these. We also have the property characteristics. All right. We also can see the, I keep clicking on that one on next. All right. Here we go. We also can see the lot area as well. It's going to give us the lot square footage as well. We also can get the individual folio numbers of all of the properties, also known as APN. We can also get the bedrooms and bathrooms. Now, this is not the bedrooms and bathrooms that the seller is saying. I'm looking at Hialeah when I say this. These are going to be the bedrooms and bathrooms per the county record specifically. All right, the next one is the building area. All right, this is going to give us everything that is under air conditioning and everything that is not. All right, the next one we have as well is also the owner name. Now, honestly, if you want to see the full owner's name, instead, I know this one says Macion, but if you click on the name, you're going to get the first name. For example, Nelson Macion, located right there. All right. Another one is also the address filter, where we can get the beginning of the prefix of the addresses like so. Just wanted to show you guys those real quick before we continued. All right, that is it for now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch. We're going to go back into the split view. We are still looking at those listings that are available within the 2 Brickell Icon condo towers. From here, what I wanted to show you is all of the amazing reports that you can generate on any property, not necessarily just active listings, but maybe it's off of the market. This is going to let us know that they're active. That's that green icon that we've been seeing up here. You also can jump directly into the photos, or you can jump directly into the property by clicking anywhere within the line right there. And then boom, that takes you straight into the property. First, I want to show you all of the amazing information that you can get before we do some additional searches. So this automatically will take you straight to the property details. So we do have the ability to see the address information. We can also click on the heart. That's going to add it as a favorite up here in the top right corner. We have the folio number, the clip number, and we have the information coming directly from the listing. So we have the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, half baths, the minimum, the MLS listing price. It is priced at this time at $769,900. This does not show. This is suppressed through the system. This would normally give us the date that the property was put into the MLS. However, that is suppressed. Only the listing agent can see that information. All right, the next one is the square footage. We also can get the lot square footage if it is available. This is a condo. It is off of the ground. We get the year that they were built, the type, which is a condo, and then the owner's information. We have the owner name, Star Properties 2 LLC. As I mentioned, guys, we have a lot of investors offloading properties at this time. So again, some of the searches we're going to do later on is how we can find those investors. All right, the next one is if the property is owner occupied. It's not, as I mentioned, it's an investment property. Tax billing address, which is again different than the actual address. So if you're ever looking up a property, whenever the tax billing address is different than the actual property address that's being listed, that indicates that once again, this is a second home or an investment property. All right, we have the tax billing state and zip code as well. And if we move down, we get a little bit more information. We also get some community insights. We have the real estate median home value giving us 951,548. Again, this is the median home value. Median does not mean average. Average is where it takes all of the properties, for example, the luxury homes, the homes selling in the middle, and of course, maybe some of the properties towards the bottom, or they're maybe selling just more of the land, those kind of things. That's going to be an average. So this one is median. So this is looking at the homes that are selling in the middle of the market, which is 951,548. It's going to give us the median home value rating, 10 out of 10. So it's fairly confident that that would be the price. All right, moving over, we have the lifestyle, family-friendly walking score located right here. They have a walkable score of 83. Their trends as well, right here, going over price. 990,409, and then with the last 2 year, it has appreciated 38%. All right, perfect. We're going to keep going. It's going to give us some crime statistics as well. 18 out of 100, located right here. We can go down a little bit, and we can see the school district located right here, and the location information as well. It's going to give us the subdivision, the MLS area, the census tract, zip code, as well as the section, township, and range. All of this comes directly from the folio number. I do want to make sure to mention that. All right. Perfect. What I mean by that, let me show you guys real quick. So you have the folio number. We have the first two sets of digits, which is 01. We have the next two, which is 41, which is the range, also known as the area. We have the section, 38, 149 as well, which is going to be that specific subdivision for that property. And then we end there with the last four, which is the parcel ID tied to that specific property. So we want to make sure to go over that. All right, moving down, we also have the percentage improvement. If the property has been improved, 100%. Reason being is it is a condo, so there is a property there. It's not selling land. All right, so this is going to give you an improvement. Usually this is going to change if you're looking at single family homes, townhomes as well. How much of the lot has been improved with an actual structure? So this is why it says 100%, because it's a condo. All right, moving down, we get the legal description. Guys, if you're ever doing a search, real quick, one thing I wanted to show you. If you're ever in Matrix and you're doing a search, and you want to find all of the properties in a subdivision, use this field, sub, dev, complex, and legal. For example, if you're looking for all of the units in 50 Biscayne, just want to show you guys real quick. You're going to go ahead and type it out like so. If I can spell right, sorry, here you go. 50 Biscayne, you just put an asterisk in the beginning, an asterisk at the end, and that's going to give you all of the properties there. So again, why do we use this one? Because it's pulling the legal description, which is required once the agent puts it in the MLS. All right. So we have the assessment and tax. This is how much the property can be taxed directly from the county record. We have the assessments. We also have the characteristics located here, and the sell score if it is available. We're going to put that into motion in just a moment. We're going to try to find properties based on predictive analytics of them wanting to sell their home. This is off because this property at this time is already active, or they do not have information directly available in order to see if the property is going to be sold. All right, moving down, we have the estimated value. The real AVM is saying that the property is worth $754,600. We are going to do a comparable in just a moment to figure out if that is accurate, and they're fairly confident with a confidence score of 97 that that's how much it's worth. We also get the listing information, including the previous times that the property has been listed. So we have the current listing, it's active, the area number, the current list price, the original list price. As I mentioned, guys, investors are decreasing their prices. We see that here under the current list price because we're having an inventory drop off. All right, so we have the previous times that it was listed, rented, closed sale back in 2022, previously listed, was expired, was available for rent, and we can see the past history located here. We also have the last market sale and sales history, the last time that it changed hands right here, April 8th. And if we scroll down, we can also get mortgage history. I get this question all the time. How can we find mortgage history on a property? You can find that here in any tax program, not just Realist, but we have that located here for this property, their mortgage date, the mortgage amount, the lender, the borrower name, mortgage type, mortgage purpose, mortgage term, as well as also the interest rate type, if it's an adjustable interest rate loan. And then we can also see the property map located here. All right, we're going to keep going. So that is the property details. If you want to provide this ever to a client, you can do so by either clicking the print button. You can do a quick print, customize, or if you want to email it, you can do so by clicking on quick email or by customizing the email. There's a couple of additional fields. Or if you want to customize your view, only show specific parts of the report, you can go again under the customized view and remove whatever is not pertinent. For example, you can remove assessment and tax, and then that's going to remove it directly at the time that you create that report as well. All right, so again, that is the property details. The next one we're going to go into real quick is the comparables. All right, so the system will automatically run comparables based on the default settings that we changed in the top right corner, looking at the living area being plus or minus 20%, the lot being 20% bigger or smaller as well. And then we have, by default, it's going to allow us to have 50 comparables, but we can only select up to 20 comparables directly. Now, we don't have time right now within the class to go over going through making a selection for a CMA. We cover that in the Matrix 301 or within the CMA workshop. This is more going over the mechanics on how to use the system. But the whole point of what we did earlier, which was setting up your settings, it's going to automatically find the best results here. All right, so we have those first 20. It's going to give us right here a total of all 20. We have the sell price, the highest at 700, the lowest at 385, a median at 506, building square feet as well, the one at the highest, the one at the lowest, a median. It's going to give us the price per adjusted square feet, 886, 501 on the lowest, and then 625, 38. We also get the total market value as well, total assessed value. And then we also have the assessed value ratio located right here. Again, you can create these reports directly and send them to your clients. Again, we're in the comparable section. So if you do want to provide this, you would just go here under print. You can quick print it. If you want to have this as a part of your actual seller package, maybe you're trying to get the listing agreement, you can include it. Or if you want to email it, as I mentioned, you have the quick email, customized, or you can select customize view and select only what you want within that report. For example, map, summary statistics, or search criteria as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and generate the report real quick, just so you guys know what it looks like. All right, and then boom, this is it. It's going to provide the potential seller with all of the locations of the subject properties that we found in order to create the CMA. It's going to give them the number of comparables, the sort method, living building area, distance from subject property, 0.5, as well, pool, search period, living building area, the land use, the summary of statistics, going over the properties that sold together, the sale price, the price per adjusted square feet, building square foot bedrooms, total baths, year built, distance as well, and then the total assessed values as well, and also the AVM located right here. All right, now we're going to go back real quick. We're going to go ahead and go back into the search criteria. And I do want to make sure to mention that once you scroll out, you have the ability to maybe filter as well. If you want to just go and select certain properties, you can, of course, click on back. And then go back here, and then you can modify, make any kind of modifications to any listings that you are looking at and unselect them accordingly before you provide the report. All right, perfect. So we're going to go back in. All right, so that is going to be the comparables section. All right, just waiting on it to load. There's one more thing I was going to show you. Okay. You can also, whenever you're looking at your comparables, you can still fine tweak the information that you're using in order to sort and search by clicking the search criteria button. All right. Why do you want to do this? I want to make sure this makes a lot of sense. For example, we're looking at condos. Instead, what you can do is change the distance from the subject property instead to 0.1 miles or to quarter mile. I'm going to suggest when you're looking at condos, to, instead of doing half of a mile, I'm going to say half a mile is more for your single family townhomes, etc. If you're using condos, you can switch it on the go to quarter and then click on submit, and then that's going to change your values. So I want to make sure I show you how you can switch and then fine tune your CMA and comparables on the go. All right, boom. So that's going to change the amount of properties listed here. All right, we're going to keep going. We have the next one, which is market trends. This is going to give us the closed sales within the zip code 33131, the average sale price, the amount of listings, days on market, 71 average. This is great information to provide as a seller's package if you're trying to get the listing agreement, because sellers want to know how long it might take for their property to sell. It's letting us know 71 average, 5 years, October average 92. So it is down. The average price per square feet, $690, and then the sale price to list price ratio. This is going to allow our seller to know how quickly, or not quickly, rather, how closely the properties are selling versus what's being asked. So they're getting about 98% of what they're asking. You can switch the month as well by clicking this button, and then that's going to give you the previous month's market overview specifically for this property. All right. There's other great things here. There's also the average sale to original list price ratio, number of sales, average price per square foot, change in sales activity. All right. So we're going to keep going. We're going to go into my personal favorite report that gives you a lot of great information on a property. That's going to be the neighbors. This is going to allow you to see information based on the neighbors there. So I did automatically change within my default within same subdivision. So this should give us properties that are there within those subdivisions, specifically within the icon tower. So we have these properties here. We have the address of the properties. We also have the owner's name. We get pretty much everything. We get the price per adjusted square feet, the total assessed value if it is available, the property tax amount. We get the bedrooms and bathrooms, and then the year built, etc. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. You can, of course, anytime you go into any of these sections, you can quickly print or email on the go. All right. Next one is neighborhood profile. This one is my personal favorite. I do want to be honest. This is my favorite report that you can get directly from the system because it gives you some great stuff towards the bottom. I'm going to show you guys that now. We have the estimated population size, specifically for 33131. 22,529. The population growth since 2010, 29.1%. The population density per mile, the median age, the number of households, the household size, the households with children. We scroll down a little bit. We have the age groups as a part of a chart. We have the female to male ratio, the marital status of the folks there. This is what I wanted to show you. Housing. This is going to give us the median home sale price. Again, the home selling in the middle of the market, 488,900. The median year built, 2004. But this is the cool part. It's going to give you turnover rates, annual residential turnover rate. That's high. This would be an area to find property owners that are investors. We're going to do those searches in a moment. 34.58%. We also get some great information when it comes to farming. We have a low percentage of owners, only 23.31%. We have a huge vacancy located right here. These are going to be owned properties, but they don't live there. This is going to be a prime area where we can search and then try to reach out to those investors to have them sell. We have the rented price. The rented properties. How many are renting? 51.88%, right, located right here. This is a high rental area. We might be able to turn those renters directly into buyers. So whenever you pull up any property, you want to start going into the neighborhood profile. Again, this is going to give you a little more insight on maybe finding investor options. On the right, we have the fair market rents. I do want to make sure I go over what this is. Fair market rents is going to be directly from HUD, how much a person that is specifically utilizing Section 8, how much a voucher will be able to be applied towards a rental property. For example, we have a studio. They can apply up to roughly around, it looks like 1,900. One bedroom looks like roughly at 2,250. Two bedroom voucher would cover roughly around, I'm thinking about 2,700, 2,800 possibly. A three bedroom, just over 2,000. We have that priced right here, I think about 2,100. And then a four bedroom, we're not getting that data back, but we can quickly see how much a voucher could cover for Section 8. Do want to make sure I mention that if you're ever working with a customer that is Section 8 in specific, they can also apply an additional 30% on top of the voucher on their monthly payments. So I do want to make sure to cover that. Again, that is going to be the fair market rents. Again, all of these sections that we're going over, you can quickly jump into using the option to print out the data. You can email it, and of course, use custom view if you want to get rid of a specific section, for example, maybe quality of life. Click on apply, it'll remove that. That way you can send it directly on the go. All right, so that's going to be the options located here. There is, of course, the assessor map. That's if you want to download the map of the area as well. That is available if you want that. That not much to do there, but you do have the option for the map sheets located here. And let's go ahead and jump into some searches. We do have 30 more minutes, and we're going to go over that now. All right. So the first option that we did was searching using saved searches. We first went into the default option for MLS search. All right. From there, what you want to do anytime you start a brand new search, what you want to do is click on clear all. That's going to allow you to start over. Now we're going to do one more cool thing under MLS search. We're going to search for active brand new properties. So I'm going to select active. And then what I want to make sure that you guys know how to do is how to include some additional options for your search. So we're going to select MLS status. We're going to do active, and then we can customize and add more fields. We're going to come here under MLS search. We're going to click on customize search, and then we're going to sort and find a field by the name of year built. You pull that up real quick. It's located right here, and then click on apply. That's going to add it directly as an option to search. If you ever want to save a search, maybe you've added a bunch of fields, you can save your search by clicking the save button. From there, we can save this. Seeing as we added year built, we can include new construction for sale. All right. From there, we're going to click on save. That's going to add it as a saved search located here. We have that new construction for sale search that will now include the year built. So for example, maybe we have a buyer, should say, that wants to buy properties that were, new construction that were built maybe starting at 2022. So we can go ahead and type that in. From there, let's go ahead and search specifically within the zip code 33178 in Doral. And then from there, I'm going to click on search. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Range. Okay. So it does want us to go up a little bit. So I'll go and put in 2023. Let's go and change that to 2021. There you go. And then search. Now it should work. Here we go. All right, boom. So that's going to give us all of the new construction properties that were built between the year 2021 and up to 2023. That is how we search for new construction. You can also do this exact same search in Matrix located right here. It works a little bit different. You can actually get away with just putting 2022 plus when you're looking for those brand new properties. All right. Is owner seller search, owner occupied? No for that. Mailing address for this one is we're going to select Florida. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Truly. Bear with me a moment. Boom. All right. And then from there, we can go ahead and search specifically within the zip code 33178, like so. All right. Search specifically within that zip code. What we're going to do is look for those secondary homes. Those secondary homes, they don't live there. They're unoccupied. From there, we're going to click on search. All right. Sorry about that. Got a little noisy outside of the room and it was kind of messing with me a little bit. And then by default, it's going to provide us the first 3,000. From there, I'm going to go ahead and show the first 3,000. All right. So from there, if they are listed, you're going to have those little buttons located here. Now, these are going to be already, meaning that they already have a listing agent. So let me show you how you can filter those and have all of those show up automatically at the top. From there, unselect so that we can scroll down and then find those secondary homes. We're going to scroll down a little bit that are not listed. So we have those further down on the list. Once we get away from these icons, go down a little bit. All right, right here. So starting at 827, if we do want to get those homeowners information so that we can create mailing labels, let them know this is the time to sell. This is your secondary home. Maybe you're no longer making as much rent as before. We can select them. I'm going to select a couple and then show you guys real quick where we can export. So you do have the ability to export this information by clicking quick export. This is going to provide it as a Excel spreadsheet. If you want to print the information, you could do so using print. That's going to provide you with the reports, map and table, map view, table, and cards. Or if you just want the labels, once you select the properties, you're going to come down here, click on labels. And then from there, you can go ahead and select the applicable options. So again, we're looking at specifically secondary homes. They don't live in these properties. So from there, we're going to go ahead and select use mixed case. Choose the address type. For this one, we want to use the tax billing address. This means that they do not live there. All right. From there, we're going to click on show current owner as well. We can also include foreign addresses. Maybe they live outside of the United States. We're going to go ahead and click on include foreign address as well, and then click on create. Now, you can create up to a maximum of 5,000. All right, so we only have 20, but you have a total of 5,000 that you can use per month. I'm going to go ahead and click on create. All right, now when you do that, it's automatically going to load the download fairly quickly. All right, let me try that again. Use create. All right, and then that should go directly into your downloads. From there. All right, another cool search that you guys can do, kind of like what we just did. We're looking specifically within the zip code of 33178. We can take it a step further. We can instead use the mailing address. Maybe we want to specifically look for those New York owners. You can come here under mailing address and then put in, for example, New York, and then only find those owners. I'm going to do New Jersey as an option, New York. Click out and then click on search from there. I'm going to go ahead and remove Florida, and we can just find those owners as well. Just wanted to show you a couple of these amazing options. Again, these are going to be our out-of-state investors. All right, so there's a lot out there. I'm going to show the first 3,000. We're going to scroll down a little bit. Sorry, the zoom bar gets in the way a little bit. We're going to click on labels. All right. We're going to use the use tax billing address. Click on create. And just be patient. It may take about 5 minutes to download, but those will go straight into the downloads of the computer. All right. From there, I want to show you guys a couple of other awesome searches that you can do. All right, we're going to do a couple of more searches. Another really cool one that we can do is creating a brand new one. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. We're going to click on clear all. We're going to click on customize. From there, we're going to go ahead and select create new saved search. And we can pick some fields that we can automatically use. For example, I'm going to do bedrooms. From there, we'll do baths as well as city. We can also add quickly. We scroll down a little bit. Let's see. There you go. Trying to find, there it is, neighborhood. You can also do one for subdivision as well. I went a little too far down. Subdivision. We can also do one with zip. Let me find that one. Should be further down. Zip code. And of course, we got to go back up a little bit, and we will also, yeah, we did city. All right, so this is how we can create a brand new search option based on the search fields that we've selected. From there, I'm going to click on save, and then you can customize this. You can put in, for example, my preferred search, and then click on save from there. All right, excellent. So this will allow you to search based on bedrooms, bathrooms, city, neighborhood, or even subdivision or zip code as well. All right. The next one that I want to show you guys real quick that you can add that is amazing is also cell score. So we're going to come over here when you see customize search. We're going to scroll down, and then from there, we're going to select cell score. Click on apply. And what this does is this uses predictive analytics. I'm going to go ahead and put in under, let's see, do I want to do city? Let's do Miami Beach for the city, for this one. Miami Beach. All right. And then we're going to use the cell score. What this is going to allow us to do is find, using AI, predictive analytics, the likelihood of homeowners wanting to sell their properties. So we're going to go here under cell score. This works based on up to 1,000. So if you want to find a higher cell score, we can go ahead and put in as our beginning value 700, and then we're going to go and change the highest end to 1,000, like so, and then click on search. Another really cool one that we can use. It'll take a moment. Okay, so from there, it's only going to show you up to 3,000. You can, of course, go in there, specify bedrooms and bathrooms if you would like, but I just want to show you generally how we can do some of these searches. But we have in Miami Beach 3,000 and more. All right, so we have, as you can see, it works effectively. These are already on the market. We have the active listings. So if we scroll down a little bit, we keep going. We're going to get out of the status listed properties. Go down a little bit, keep going. All right, and this should give us, bear with me a moment. Looks like they're already, most of them are on the MLS. All right, some of these have sold. Let's go here, expired. These might be the homeowners that we can reach out to in order for them to maybe list their property. Let's see, most of them are already in Miami Beach, already more or less listed. I find that interesting. We can use a different area. Let's go into Doral. I'm trying to find unlisted properties. Let's try to do that. You can also kind of modify the cell score. It'll give us more to look at. All right, show first 3,000. All right, here we go. All right, there you go. Boom. Okay. So I flipped it. So that there we go. So we have these right here that do not have indicators. These are homeowners. They're not listed. Some of them might be short sales, meaning that they're under distress. We have some of these options here that they're not listed, but we can reach out to those homeowners directly. They're probably going through something. What I mean by that is it is artificial intelligence. So there's something going on within these properties. Either they're becoming behind on their payments, Maybe there's some divorces that are happening. Maybe there's a split within the family, or potentially maybe the owner might have been deceased. We might be able to reach directly to these property owners, all of these located right here, and then try to get the listing. From there, we can click on labels. All right. From there, we're going to select show current owner, use tax billing address. And from there, we're going to click on create. Now, most of the time, you're going to get these immediate downloads. I think that there's an issue with the system. It's not providing them, but they should go directly into your downloads. Just be patient and it should appear. All right. Again, how did we do this? We use the field sell score. I do recommend starting at least 650 or higher up to 1,000. We did this for Miami Beach. It does look like Doral has a little bit more of a farming area in order for us to use. But you could be specific. You could search based on bedrooms and bathrooms as well. All right. Perfect. There's one more that we're going to do real quick. This is the one that I meant to do originally. This is the distressed property search, where we can find those distressed homes. They bought the property, but they're paying mortgage payments, but they haven't caught up on those payments. That's the first one I meant to do. That's going to be here under saved search. This is going to be automatically a value that you can select. We're going to do the distressed property search option. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over now. For foreclosure stage, we're going to do pre-foreclosure. From there, this is going to work. We're going to go down to field owner occupied. We're going to add that one. All right. Let me find it. There you go. So many to pick from. Owner occupied. For this one, owner occupied. No. There you go. And let's see. Let's look within the area. Let's see. Let's look within Cutler Bay as an option. And then click on search. This will yield results. Here we go. See right there, 3,000. And then I'm going to click on show first 3,000. All right. Again, how did we do this? I want to show you. Saved search. You're going to switch it to distressed property search. From there, we use the foreclosure option under foreclosure stage. We selected pre-foreclosure. From there, we used owner occupied. No. So these are going to be those. They're paying mortgage payments on these properties, but they are becoming behind on their property. We have a ton within the system that are available. These are going to be investors that we can reach out to. As you can see here, we have the owner name, Necker LLC, where they're becoming behind on their payments. Now, we can go ahead and line them up as well by clicking the icon there. This is going to allow us to see the short sale indicator. We can go to the top as well and then include the map legend so we can get a little more insight based on the meaning of these icons. So these are going to be short sales here. These are going to be they're behind on their payments. You can also see if they're been sold yet, if they're active in the MLS as well, using the icons located in this row. We scroll down a little bit. These are going to be the homeowners if they're not listed. If they're not listed, let's go ahead and filter so we have all of the actives appear at the top. We can even flip it if we wanted to, and then scroll down a little bit, find the ones that are not listed in the MLS towards the bottom. There you go. And then these are going to be the folks that we can market and farm and try to have sell their properties from 842 and down. Reach out to these folks. They're behind on their payments. They're going to quickly want to get out of these properties as soon as possible. Of course, with one exception, as I mentioned, making sure that the bank says it's okay to sell the property.